Good morning. I'm glad I found you. I am very worried because the price of silver is making very drastic drops. And I am concerned that I am going to lose a lot of money.
Drastic drops? Why are you surprised? Aren't you aware that the price of silver is being suppressed?
Suppressed? Why would the price of silver be suppressed?
The price of silver is being suppressed because silver is the Achilles heel of the pinstriped bandits. The stake in the heart of the financial vampires. The bullet that slays the Wall Street werewolves.
Why is that?
Because silver is a precious metal. But the criminals in the government have been scheming for the last century to make people believe that it is not money.
Why do you say that they have been scheming?
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you know what the asset is that every central bank of the world hoards?
No. What is that?
Every central bank of the world hoards gold. And they measure their power against each other on the basis of how much gold they hold.
Okay. So if every central bank in the world holds gold, what does that have to do with the price of silver?
Since every central bank in the world holds gold, but no central bank in the world holds silver, they are much less able to control the physical market price for silver.
Why is that?
Well, if the price of gold rises too quickly, they can always threaten to dump some of their gold on the open market.
And why does that matter?
Simply because everyone knows that it is a credible threat. Because they all own a large amount of physical gold.
Okay. But then what does that have to do with silver?
Well, are you aware that the word for silver means money in 60 different languages around the world?
No. But why does that matter?
Don't you know? Silver is money. That is an immutable truth. But the pinstriped bandits, and Wall Street criminals, and central bank shysters, don't hold any of it anymore.
Why don't they hold any of it anymore?
Because silver is an indispensable ingredient of every modern electronic device. And our modern world would be non-functional without it.
So, if it is an indispensable ingredient of all the devices of our modern world, wouldn't they want to make sure it is not depleted?
They would. Except for the fact that it is also a precious metal. And therefore is an alternative to their worthless fiat currencies.
All right. So if it is an alternative to their worthless fiat currencies, wouldn't they want to stockpile it and therefore control its price like they do with gold?
You would think so. But at some point they must have realized that for it to be available in large inexpensive amounts, they would need to convince people that it is not money.
So if they convince people that silver is not money, and therefore they are able to use up large amounts of silver very cheaply to make their electronic devices, won't that cause silver to be even more rare?
Yes. In fact, silver is already 5 times rarer than gold as far as what is available to be purchased as investment.
But if silver is 5 times rarer than gold, shouldn't its price be 5 times higher than the price of gold?
Yes. It should. But you have got to realize that the price of silver is set by the futures markets. And the futures markets are controlled by the same group of criminals who run Wall Street and the Federal Reserve.
But if silver is already rarer than gold, and its price is still only a fraction of that of gold, won't silver be used up even faster?
Yes. It will. It is already happening. The physical market for silver is getting so tight that they are paying people 25% higher prices to settle in cash rather than receiving physical silver.
But if they are paying people a cash price 25% higher than the reported price, isn't silver worth more than they are reporting?
Yes. Far more. But they are more interested in keeping the reported physical price low than losing some worthless paper from having to settle at a premium.
So let me see if I have got this right. Silver is rarer than gold.
Yes.
But silver's price is a tiny fraction of gold's price.
Yes.
And even though all of the central banks of the world hold tons of gold, none of them have any silver.
Correct.
And if the price of gold or silver rises too quickly, then it shows that people of the world are losing trust in the worthless fiat currencies of the world's governments.
Correct.
And since the central banksters can just dump gold, but have no silver to dump, they have to resort to rigging the paper markets for silver.
Yes.
But that very act of rigging the silver market just makes things worse, because the low price causes silver to become even rarer.
Correct.
So it is inevitable that the price of silver will simply explode, moving 50 to 100-fold.
Yes, you are correct.
So, if that's the case, I'm going to take every spare penny I've got and use it to buy silver. Then I will be helping to bring about that day even sooner.
Excellent. Goodbye.